Hello everybody and welcome to today's video lesson for your project. Today I'm going to show you how to take notes. Now you should have 3 articles that you need to read about your project. And let me show you some ways to take notes while you are reading. Here are some note-taking techniques that you can try. First, decide what is an important or interesting idea or detail that you want to talk about in your project. And you can underline the idea or you can highlight it with a highlighter or a colored marker. In addition to that, you can take notes in the margin or the white space. You can draw on the paper, and using shapes like squares and circles are really useful. And also symbols can be used. So here is an article, and I'm just going to take notes and show you what these techniques might look like. So my topic is food in Ohio. So the first technique is to underline. So this article has 2 pages and there are many kinds of food. The first kind of food is buckeye. And I notice here that buckeyes are a holiday food. And I think that's important that this is a holiday food. Also, I think it's important that it's made in the home and it's not in a restaurant. And next, I think it's important that these buckeyes are made from peanut butter and chocolate. So here, I underline the ideas that I want to talk about in my presentation or some ideas that I want to include in my summary. Notice that I didn't underline the entire sentence. I'm only underlining 1 or 2 words. Now, as I mentioned before, you can use a highlighter. So instead of underlining, you could use a marker and highlight these ideas in color. That also works well, but today I'm just going to continue with my black pen. So the next way to take notes are to write notes in the white space. So you can take notes here. Here, I notice that there are several restaurants. This says there are several restaurants. So in other words, there are many restaurants that sell this kind of food. So I'm just going to write a note here. I'm going to write the word many. And later when I see that note, I will remember this idea here, that there are many restaurants like this. Another note-taking technique is to draw. And one of the ways to draw is to use a square. So squares are very helpful with names or details like names or places. So Tony Paco's is the name of a restaurant. And Toledo is the name of the city. And here is another example. Cincinnati is the name of a city, and Skyline Chili is the name of the restaurant. Notice how easy it is to see, how easy it is to find the detail after you draw a square around it. Circles are helpful too, and we'll use circles for vocabulary. So if there's any vocabulary word that you don't know, just put a circle around it. You can study the dictionary later. So while I'm reading, I'm going to circle any word that I don't know, and I can study that later. So circling these words now will help me do my glossary later. So just circle any words that you don't know. So just a minute here. There are probably many words that you don't know. That's okay. Just circle them. Later, you can use the dictionary and you can choose 10 words for your glossary. So, the final step, the final technique that I want to show you today are symbols. And symbols are just little signs that you draw, like a star or a check. You can draw a question mark. You can use math symbols. So, really, there are many. So, let me start with an X because I know that I don't want to talk about corned beef. So, I just X that out. I can use numbers. So, I want to talk about Buckeyes first. Then, I will talk about Tony Pacos. And then, after that, I'll talk about the three-way. Now, I can draw and show that these two paragraphs are related because they're the same restaurant. So I can put these paragraphs together. And a Frosty, I can just draw a circle like that. Graders, what is graders? I don't know. I'm going to put a question mark there. So here are a few note-taking techniques that you can try while you're reading and studying the articles for your project.